Alright, y'all. Listen to my story. I put snippets on it on this video. Snippets. So I hope you all enjoy. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. And alright. Here you go. Oh. Now you're recording. Alright. Mic check, mic check. Lord have mercy. This is too much. This week was pretty big for me, so I wanted to share some experiences with y'all. I did my first town hall as a Cannabis Advocate, and then today I did my first lobbying experience, and on both, on the town hall and for my lobbying day for cannabis decriminalization and legalization, I spoke about how cannabis literally saved my life when I was a young teen. So I'm going to give you the story, the background of how I became a cannabis advocate in 2019. I come to you as someone who benefited and abused cannabis as a young adult. For 11 years, cannabis helped me keep pushing through the depression I was dealing with being a homeless teen and single teen mom. It assisted with the push I needed to keep me focused to move on and receive my high school diploma and to pursue dreams that I had as a child. Throughout that process, I realized that it was very helpful to disguise the internal pains that I was hiding from to just keep smoking. Smoking helped me numb the pain that I was feeling. I didn't have to think about it, and I could just pass out and go to sleep, wake up the next day, and do it all over again. Well, after 11 years of doing that, I decided that I was tired of repeating those same patterns, being depressed and sad and crying, dealing with gentlemen who did not respect me or honor me, even when it came to my work environment, having employers who didn't respect what I brought to the table. So I had to have like an epiphany, which I did, and I realized that life had to be better for me. So in 2007, I made the choice to stop smoking and to deal with those internal pains that I was hiding from and disguising with the weed. I put myself through therapy, and I found a new love for myself. I was also able to open my first home daycare at that time. So not only did I leave corporate America, focus on myself, get my mental clarity done, I also opened my first home-based business. Throughout those years, I was really happy. Things was really going well. I got married, had more children. Daycare was booming. And I realized I still was dealing with certain anxieties and stresses and not really knowing how to relax, but always doing and moving. But I could never settle myself. With all our kids in the daycare, I was just really, really busy in the house. And I've never been a person to drink alcohol much. And I'm not a pill taker. Let me tell you how much I'm not a pill taker. To the point that when I had my children by way of cesarean, I refused the oxys that were prescribed to me because I knew that it would be passed on to my children. And I did not want my children high on oxys because I knew how damaging it was. And not only that, I was scared for myself that I would create an addiction, because I had done away with all those things to cover my pains, right? So I just toughed it out. So years later, after having 4 more children and having a slew of daycare children in my house, my anxiety is here, my insomnia is here, I can't sleep, I can't relax. So talking with my husband, I asked him how he would feel about me trying medical marijuana since, Maryland has it open now for you to apply to get your medical marijuana card. So he said, hey, if it's going to stop you from barking at the kids every day, let's try it out. So that's what I did. And y'all, when I tell you, God, it just helped me to refocus on what my mission was. Like, to refocus on the love that I have for this plant and understanding all the research that had been done over the years and me digging into these books and reading and learning. I have come to really, really love this plant. It's just amazing. Not only does it help me with anxieties and internal things, help me sleep at night, the creams that you make from it. It's moisturizing for your skin. It helps take away pains in your like joints and stuff. I mean, it's just amazing. So when I got back into cannabis, I didn't really know how to present smoking around my children. So I started with doing edibles. With that, I didn't really like the edibles though, because it was like gelatin and sugar. And I had already been so far removed from those type of things in my diet that I just wasn't feeling this. So I was like, well, let me break out some old recipes that I had before, talk to some people I know who were already doing infusions, on a grand scale, and see what I could do. And luckily, I had Chef Lou who helped me find my way back into infusions, and I started to make pies for the holidays, special ordered for people who lived in DC, and it was like amazing. So I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and see what I could do with this, and try to apply for a processor's license so I could be licensed in Maryland as a processor and be able to provide these delicious confections to everybody that is legally able to consume. Lo and behold, come to find out, for step one of the application process is it's beyond my reach. There was no way I can afford it. So I was like, what do we do? What do we do? We have to find a way to legalize cannabis and decriminalize cannabis. But I'm back here as an advocate, as a Cann'A mom, as someone who fully believes in this plant and how it literally, I'm going to stress how it literally saved my life more than one time. So, I also wanted to bring out like an education type intimate sesh for women to feel comfortable to talk about weed and how they may use it or partake and how to present it with their family. So I did a Cann'A Women DC event in November. And, I thought it was pretty good for my first event, but the focus of that was to educate our community on, for one, how to apply for a medical marijuana card, and for two, to understand that it's so much that you can do with cannabis now versus just going to, your plug and getting a bag, like hopping a bag. Like it's so beyond that point right now. You can figure out what types of terps and just everything that makes up that strand, how it works with your body, because we all have an endocannabinoid system in our body, and cannabis is a cannabinoid system. So it was important for me, once I learned what I learned, to share that information, and I wanted to bring it to everybody outwardly. So I thought, okay, let's do Cann'A Woman. Well, we had one event. I tried for a second one. The second one was not successful at all. And then COVID happened. So here we are. I have grown the bakery much this year under COVID. It's done very, very well. But I really need to gain equity in this industry and to build generational wealth for my family. And I have a skill set that is really, really amazing when it comes to being grown and sexy with your cannabis usage. If you don't feel like smoking, you can have a nice dessert after dinner and nightcap. Something wonderful for individuals suffering from chemo. A way for them to have a nice treat to eat and have an appetite, and not feel pains to sleep through the night. All these things I'm so passionate about. I teach my children about the plant so they don't have any fears or worries about it. I don't want them to think that it's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with the cannabis plant. It was created by our creator. It grows naturally in the earth. So anything that can come from the ground, I feel like is good for us somehow, one way or another, as long as we use it responsibly. So that's the story I shared with our delegates and senators, assistants today, and also partially what I shared on the town hall the other day with Martin, with the Prince George's County Young Democrats Association. So just understand, y'all, that my why is so beyond just smoking weed. Okay? And that's all. Hope you all enjoyed my story. All right, y'all. So what y'all think? Let me know. Give me some feedback. And remember, follow your passion.